As through earlier video, we have read that the family searched everywhere. They asked the servants about sheet of papers. They asked the servants, but no one knew about the papers. And finally, the mother reached the Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you did not see some papers on a table in our room. So Kezia, oh yes, she said, I tore them up for my surprise. Now, here we get to see that Kezia is an innocent girl. She did not intend to harm anyone. She was just preparing her birthday gift. And so, very truly, she tells her mother that she found some pieces of paper, and as she needed them to stuff into the cushion, so she torn them and prepared her surprise gift. That is a birthday gift that she had prepared for her father. Unknowingly, Kezia had done a great disaster. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. Now Kezia's mother is so furious when she comes to know that Kezia has torn the speech that her father is looking for. And so she orders Kezia to come down into the dining room at that very moment. And she was dragged down to where father was pacing to and fro, hands behind his back. Now Kezia's father is full of tension as his important documents has been lost. Kezia has torn it into pieces. Now Kezia will be scolded for the mischief that she has done. Well, he said sharply, mother exclaimed. He stopped and stared at the child. Did you do that? No, 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 she whispered. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damn thing. See that the child's put to bed this instant. Damn things means used to express anger at something. Now, why is Kezia's father referring to the cushion that she has prepared as a damn thing? Because he is angry at the cushion because Kezia has torn his important documents to prepare it. Now he is very angry with Kezia and he stared at her and asked her if she had torn the papers. Kezia was so scared that she was again stammering, and then Kezia's father ordered mother to go and bring that cushion downstairs and asked her to put Kezia to bed at that very moment. Now crying too much to explain, she lay in the shadowed room watching the evening light make a sad little pattern on the floor. Kezia wanted to justify her action as she was innocent. She did not mean to harm her father. She was just preparing a surprise birthday gift for him. Kezia was very sad. She had been happy that she had prepared a surprise for her father and he would like it. But on the other hand, she had accidentally committed a disaster. Then father came into the room with a ruler in his hands. Now he is about to punish Kezia for the wrong act she has done. I'm going to beat you for this, he said. Oh, no, no, she screamed, hiding under the bedclothes. Now Kezia's father told her that he would beat her with the ruler. Kezia was so scared that she tried to hide under the sheets. He pulled them aside. Sit up, he ordered, and hold out your hands. You must be taught once for all not to touch what does not belong to you. Now here we come to know that why Kezia's father was being strict with her. Why was he punishing her? Because he wanted Kezia to know this thing once for all, that she should not touch that things that does not belong to her. He wanted to teach her these things so that it benefited in her future life. And right now, she was a small child. She did not know what was important and what was not important. And that is why, unknowingly, she has torn the important documents of her father. And so he was punishing her. He did not want to harm Kezia, but he wanted that Kezia should know that in future she should not touch anything that does not belong to her. But it was for your birthday. Kezia tried to explain her position. She said that she had been preparing a birthday gift for her father and had to stuff it with something. She just tore the pages to stuff them into the cushion. She wanted to give him a surprise, but Kezia's father did not listen to her excuses. Down came the ruler on her little pink palms. Kezia's father hit the palms of her hand with a ruler. Hours later, when grandmother had wrapped her in a shawl and rocked her in the rocking chair, the child clung to her soft body. Clung means to attach yourself to something. Now Kezia was so afraid she had got beaten. Her father had hit her small little palms with the ruler, and many hours later, her grandmother wrapped her in a shawl and was trying to pacify her. She made her sit in her lap on a rocking chair, and Kezia clung to her grandmother. And what did God make fathers for? She thought. Kezia was still not comfortable. She was crying, and she said that God should not have made fathers. She hated her father. She was so innocent. She did not know what wrong she had done. She was just preparing a gift for him, and she was heartbroken as she did not understand her and said that God should not have made fathers. Here's a clean hanky, darling. Blow your nose, go to sleep, Pat. You will forget all about it in the morning. I tried to explain to father, but he was too upset to listen tonight. Now Kezia's grandmother was trying to pacify her. She gave her handkerchief to blow her nose in it and go to sleep. She added that by morning Kezia would forget the beating. Kezia tried to justify herself. She was trying to explain to him that a reason for tearing sheets of paper, but the was not ready to listen her. So again we see that little child was so innocent. She did not realize that her father hit her to teach her a lesson, so that she did not touch anything that did not belong to her. But the child never forgot. Next time she saw him, she quickly put both hands behind her back and a red color flew into her cheeks. Now, Kezia grandmothers had told her to go to sleep. She would forget the beating that her father gave her, but Kezia never forgot the beating. Whenever she saw her father approaching, she would keep her hands behind her back because she felt that maybe he would hit her again, and red color flew into her cheeks. Whenever she saw her father, she got scared. The McDonald's lived next door. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening, and the father with the baby Mo on his shoulders, 2 little girls hanging on his coat pockets, ran round and round and flower beds and shaking with laughter. Once she saw the boys turn pose on him and he tried to catch them laughing all the time. Here the writer tells us about Kezia's neighbors. Her neighbors were a family named McDonald's. In all, the McDonald's had 5 children, and Kezia would peep at them through a hole in the fence. She would see that the family had a lot of fun. They played a game called tag. Tag is a children game of catching one another like we play catch catch. So all the children along with their father would have a lot of fun. Mr. McDonald would make his little baby mouse sit on his shoulders, and the 2 little daughters that he had, they would hang on to his pockets. So all the children were much attached to their father. They loved him so much and they would stick to him. And then they would run around the garden, around the flower. Kezia also wanted to have such fun with her father, and she missed it. One day she saw that the little sons of Mrs. McDonald opened the hose on him. They opened the water pipe and tried make him wet. But Mr. McDonald was not angry with them. He tried to catch them. This was very strange for Kezia because her father was just the opposite of Mr. McDonald. Then it was she decided there were different sort of fathers. Now when Kezia saw Mr. McDonald, she realized that she was quite opposite to her father. She felt that God had made various kinds of father. And suddenly one day mother became ill and she and grandmother went to hospital. One day Kezia's mother fell ill. So she was taken to the hospital and the grandmother also went along with her. The little girl was left alone in the house with Alice, the cook, that was all right in the daytime. This was a picture of McDonald with their children. But while Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly afraid. Now Kezia was all alone at home with the cook, Alice. The name of the cook is Alice. Now Kezia was fine during the day, but at night, when the cook put Kezia to bed all alone, Kezia started feeling scared. What I'll I do if I have nightmares? She asked. I often have nightmares. Kezia asked Alice that if she had a bad dream, what would she do all alone? I often have nightmares and then Granny takes me into her bed. I can't stay in the dark, it all gets whispering. Kezia explained to Alice that whenever she had nightmares, nightmares means bad dreams, she would go to her grandmother and she would sleep with her. So she said that she could not stay all alone in the dark because she would be scared. She could hear different kinds of whispering sound which made her feel that there was someone around her. You just go to sleep, child, said Alice, pulling off her socks, and don't you scream and wake your poor papa. So Kezia's father was sleeping in the next room, and Alice told Kezia to sleep quietly. She removed Kezia's socks and asked her not to scream. She warned her not to scream and wake her father, but Kezia was helpless. But the same time, but the same old nightmare came, the butcher with a knife and a rope. The same time, old nightmare came, the butcher. Butcher means is a person who cuts animals, who cuts meat with a knife and a rope, who came nearer and nearer, smiling that dreadful smile while she could not move. She could only stand still, crying out, Grandma, Grandma. She walked shivering to see father beside her bed and a candle in his hand. So now this is a nightmare that Kezia had often. She would see a butcher. So this butcher would hold a big knife, a huge butcher's knife. He had a dreadful smile on his face. And once Kezia would see him, she would feel that she was unable to move. She was terrified to see the butcher, and in her sleep, when Kezia woke up, she was shivering. She was trembling and she saw that her father was standing next to her bed. He was holding a candle in his hand, so Kezia's father had heard her screams and he had heard that Kezia was calling for her grandmother and he had come to help her. What's the matter? He said. Now he asked Kezia what was the matter, why she was screaming. Oh, a butcher, a knife, I want Granny. Kezia was still scared of the nightmare. She said that there was a butcher. He was holding a dreadful knife and she wanted her grandmother. He blew out the candle, bent down, caught up the child in his arms, and carrying her along the child in his arms and carrying her along the passage to the big bedroom. So here we can see the affection that Kezia's father has for her. He blew the candle off, he lifted her and carried her to his bedroom. A newspaper was on the bed, a half smoked cigar was near his reading lamp. He put away the paper, then carefully tucked up the child. Kezia's father lay in his bed next to him and covered her with the top sheets. He lay down beside her, half asleep still with the butcher's smile all about her it seemed. She crept close to him, snuggled her head under his arms, and held tightly to his shirt. Now Kezia felt her father's affection and so she went close to him. She snuggled means moved into a warm and comfortable position towards her father, and she held his shirt tightly so that she would not feel scared. And now Kezia had overcome her fear of her father. Then the dark did not matter, she lay still. Now, once Kezia was with her father, she was no longer afraid. Here, rub your feet against my legs and get them warm, said father. He asked Kezia to rub her feet against his legs so that they become warm. Tired out, he slept before the little girl. A funny feeling came over her. Poor father, not so big after all, and with no one to look after him. He was harder than grandmother, but it was a nice hardness. And every day he had to work and was too tired to be Mr. McDonald. She had torn up all his beautiful writing. She stared suddenly and sighed. Now here Kezia realized her mistake, and she had affection. She had affection towards her father. She felt that her father was a poor man. He worked so hard. He was not so big as she found him to be earlier. Now she felt that her father was a poor man who worked very hard, and so he got so tired that he went off to sleep and did not play with her like Mr. McDonald did with his children. But Kezia felt that her father's heart was also full of love for her. She realized she realized that she has torn up his important papers, documents, the speech that he has written, and all this realization makes her take a deep breath. She realizes that she had been wrong, and that is why her father had beaten her. He had been so strict with her. What's the matter? Asked her father. Another dream. Another dream? Although Kezia's father was asleep, he heard her sigh. He heard the sound that Kezia made. He asked her what the matter was. Was she again watching a bad dream? Oh, said the little girl, my hat's on your heart. I can hear it going. What a big heart you have got, father dear. Kezia replied to her father very affectionately that she had placed her head on her father's heart, and she could hear his heartbeat. And she complimented her father that he had a big heart. So Kezia is showing her love for her father, as she had realized that her father also loved her. So students, this was the explanation of this chapter by Catherine Mansfield. So now we can summarize this. The little girl is the story of a little girl Kezia who misunderstood her father's strictness and usually remained scared of him. As the theme of this chapter, parents need to punish their children when it is necessary to do so, and children who have been punished exceedingly too much or too less undergo a poor development. Kezia's father belonged to the bad kind of parents. His act of forming his little child was unfit, and the instance of his hitting Kezia for ruining his very important speech sheets was unjustifiably and wrong. On one side, the sheets were important for him, but the fact that Kezia ruined them for making him a birthday gift stands strongly against the father. And what the message we find here, interpersonal relationship between parents and their children, siblings and elders and in the family is very important for a smooth and successful life. For better relationship, the first and foremost factor is mutual interaction and regular communication among the members of a family, because through communication only we can understand each other's aspirations, expectations, desires, strength, and weakness in a better way. So, this was the explanation of this chapter and of this chapter. And all the students, you have to revise this chapter thoroughly with the help of word meanings, explanation, and I will give you all the exercise and additional question answers also. So thank you all.